everyone, it's Tara. Welcome back to my channel, Tara Talks Books, where we talk everything bookish. So today I'm going to be doing book recommendations for like a damaged or scarred hero. So for like damaged or scarred hero, I have like two separate categories. One is like a contemporary mafia, and they tend to be like damaged heroes. And then I also have scarred heroes, which is usually in historical romances. They're usually back from war, or again, they could be like damaged from something in their past and they just feel unworthy. But either way, I have a fun list for you if you enjoy a damaged or scarred hero. So I'll actually start with my two mafia romances with our damaged heroes. The first one is Reaper by A. Zavarelli. And again, this is a mafia romance and it's number 2 in the Boston Underworld series. So it follows Sasha and Ronan, and both of them are connected to the Irish mafia in some sense. So Ronan is kind of like their hitman, I guess, in the mafia. And then Sasha kind of works for like either the club or the bar that the mafia owns. And so they know each other from that. And an incident happened and they share this secret together. So Sasha feels like if the secret ever comes out, he might come after her. However, he kind of is holding like a secret like crush on her, and he will basically go to the ends of the earth for her. But he's like, again, he's very shy and he feels undeserving of love because of his past. Sasha also has a very dark past too, so there are definitely trigger warnings in this book from both of the characters. But again, Ronan is our damaged hero who only wants to love Sasha. So it's really cute. I enjoyed it, but again, it is a dark mafia romance. There is definitely some darker themes in it. The next book is Devil of Dublin by B.B. Easton. This is a dark mafia romance. This one follows Darby, and it kind of starts in like childhood. She ends up going to Ireland every like summer to visit her grandfather, and like her grandfather lives like near a forest, and she kind of just goes and one visits him, and then when she visits him, she goes into the forest and she's always looking for like little fairies. So there's a lot of folklore, Irish folklore in this book as well. And she ends up meeting Kellen as a young boy. He is like considered the son of the devil in the town, and he is like outcast, but he's just a young kid who's obviously had a rough childhood. So he has this dark past, and she ends up coming every summer, and they like go and they play and they grow up into like teenagers, and they kind of like start to fall for each other in teenagers. But then something happens when she's in the States, and she never comes back until she's an adult to Ireland, and she kind of thinks that he has died, but that's not the case. And it goes from there. When she comes back to Ireland because her grandpa has passed away, she is actually engaged to someone else, and of course that sends a foil into like their love story. But it goes from there. Again, this is a dark mafia romance, so again, there's going to be the darker themes in it. And poor Kellen has been through a lot as a kid. They both kind of have dark pasts, and but it is very prominent in Kellen, and so he's our damaged hero who just wants to love Darby. I did love it so much. It definitely has some action in it as well. So the next few are actually historical romances, and the first one I have is The Duchess Deal by Tessa Dare. This one is just such a lovely book. It follows Emma, and Emma is a seamstress, and she is making like the dress for the upcoming like Duchess. So the Duke is about to get married and she's making the dress. Well, they end up calling off the wedding, and Emma is left basically with the bill because the Duchess, or the future Duchess basically, who called off the engagement, is not paying for it. So she storms into his office and is like, hey, I need my money for the work I put in, and I need you to pay me for this dress. And she's literally wearing the wedding dress. And he kind of takes a look at her and he's like, hey, I need a wife because my one left me and you need money. So you wanna do a marriage of convenience? And it goes from there. He's actually too, he's back from war and he is a scarred hero and he's feeling unworthy because that's part of the reason why his fiance has left him. And so Emma has to kind of show him that he can be loved. And I just love it so much. So this one is definitely like comedic, but can also be very serious at times. And Tessa Dare is really good at interweaving like comedy and swoon-worthy moments and seriousness. She's very good at that. And I just love this historical romance. It's just lovely. The next one I have is from an all-time favorite author of mine, and that one is My Darling Duke by Stacey Reid. This one is another bit of a fun, like, meet cute. So our hero is kind of a reclusive duke. Ever since he's come back from war, he hasn't been seen out in society, and he is very reclusive. So Catherine, or Kitty, ends up concocting a plan for her family. Her family is kind of in some dire straits, money-wise, financially-wise, and she needs her sisters to make good matches, husband matches, to help her family. And she writes a letter to the society papers saying that she is going to be wed to the reclusive duke, thinking he'll never figure out or find out that this has happened. But it'll give her enough time for her sisters to find matches so that they can be married and like be stable, basically. However, he does find out, and it goes from there, and it's just really lovely. It kind of like brings him out of his reclusiveness, and she's like, oh my goodness, what did I just do? And they find love, and I just loved it so much. It was such a lovely story, and if you haven't read Stacey Reid, please do. This one's a good one to start with. The next one I have is The Highwayman by Kerrigan Byrne. So this is a bit of a darker romance, but captor-captive-esque. Kind of like a marriage of convenience as well. So this one follows Dorian Blackwell, and he's a ruthless villain. He is like notorious in London. He's wealthy and powerful. And he is like bent on vengeance to those who wronged him. And he meets Farah, and Farah is like a widow, and she has a secret of her own, basically, that can help him. So he kind of kidnaps her and says like, hey, I can protect you in this marriage of convenience so that I can get back at the people who've wronged me, because they're also the people after you. And it goes from there, and I just love it. It's so beautiful. There's definitely some twists and turns in it as well, because of kind of like their past, or her past. So her past is definitely dark. His past is definitely dark as well. So he's definitely a damaged hero. I believe he spent like his childhood in labor camps in prison, and that's where he grew up. And then obviously he's been through some things to basically survive it as a kid. And so he definitely feels unworthy of love, and Farah is like, nope, I'm going to show you all the love that you deserve. And so it goes from there. Again, another lovely but dark historical romance. The next one I have is No Rest for the Wicked by Lauren Smith. The next one I have is No Rest for the Wicked by Lauren Smith. This follows Dominic, and he is a pirate captain, and he kind of like takes over a ship that Roberta is on, and she dresses up as a cabin boy to kind of like disguise herself to the pirates, but he kind of sees right through that. And it's their love story. So he has a dark backstory. He was kidnapped as a child. He was sold into indentured servitude and kind of had to earn his way out. He basically had to earn his way out, and basically all that he could become is a pirate. because of everything that he dealt with as a kid. So he has a dark past, and Roberta really shows him that he can be loved again, and that what happened to him as a child is not his fault. And it's just lovely. I loved this so much. I loved the pirate romance. I love that it was set on the high seas. Definitely check it out if you haven't already. The next one I have is another Tessa Dare, and that one is Romancing the Duke. And so this one follows Izzy, and Izzy's father was like a writer, and he wrote a lot of books where she was kind of like the kid character in it. And so she is a bit well known because of that. However, he has passed away and she is down on her luck, but she's left a castle. And so she's like, well, I need a roof over my head. So she's going to go get the castle from it's like a benefactor that she didn't really know, but it was left to her. Well, it kind of is being occupied by somebody else. So it's actually occupied by Ransom, and he wants nothing to do with Izzy. He is like a scarred and blind hero, and so he's not leaving the castle because he has learned his way around it, and he's like, nope, this is my home, I'm not leaving it. Well, she's like, I'm not leaving it, it was left to me. So they kind of stay in the castle together, and it's their love story. I just love this one so much. Tessa Dare again can write not only serious aspects, but swoon-worthy moments, and then just comedy into her books. And I just love that about them. So those are all the book recommendations I have for Damaged or Scarred Hero. Let me know if you've read any of these and your thoughts in the comments below. If you don't feel like commenting anything, go ahead and leave me a heart emoji, and like and subscribe if you'd like to. Bye!